This show is part of the HeadStuff podcast network.
And 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello and welcome to
the
Young
Young
Hot Guys.
Welcome
to the Young Hot Guys.
Hot Guys.
Guys podcast.
The red wine champagne supernova.
They're attractive.
Very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
A 10-ton polar bear. That's how you break the ice. Now, that's a bad Christmas cracker joke.
But if you want some really bad Christmas cracker jokes, you should get the Re-Raw Christmas crackers. It's a box set of crackers that Re-Raw have done. We have all written jokes for it.
We've all contributed jokes. Good jokes.
You're going to buy crackers anyway, but why not buy these ones? Because all the proceeds go to Alone,
Yes.
supporting the elderly. A little offering never ends.
So go to re-raw.com/shop and you can get those Christmas crackers there.
Yeah,
Just Google
they're
it,
very limited edition, and they're really cool. They have a little graphics of us and stuff.
There's
like that.
cartoons of
on
us.
it.
And
Again,
we wrote
it's
the
for
jokes.
charity.
Can I say, we wrote the jokes inside, but they're deliberately bad, okay? I don't
They're
know.
deliberately
Mine's
bad.
deliberately amazing. They're really good.
So check those out. 3 Raw
Thank
Christmas
you,
crackers.
Re-Raw, for sponsoring the pod.
Bye.
Did I make things weird with the deleted clip before this episode when I was trying to be really naughty and bold?
Tony was being edgy there a minute ago, and it doesn't suit you, Tony.
Doesn't it, Kev?
You're not that guy.
He
You're
vaped
too-
into the camera.
He gave his middle finger up to the camera and he said, he didn't even say fuck off, he just said fuck. Fuck. Like that. It was a bit.
It'll never see the light of day. Thank God.
Hilary will hold on to that when we screw
Hillary's
her over.
literally going to splice
Hilary
it in
has
right now.
stuff that Hilary
No,
could
no.
destroy us with.
Look, I work very
She
hard
could have
at
us
this.
crying.
At this
You can have us.
fucking
Hey,
fine.
call back.
I work very hard at this mask and it's super glued on. It will never slip.
Yeah, you're not edgy anymore. Maybe it used to be edgy and cool, but now you're a
Yeah.
family man and
I
you have a
know.
mortgage.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done with the dad shit.
Wait, you're done with the family
with
and the
the dad
mortgage?
shit?
I'm done
You're
with the dad
finished with
shit.
the family and the mortgage.
I'm not
man.
talking
do you want
about
to
it
come
at
out
all.
boozing with
Strange
us?
Yeah, well, no.
Come out on the rip, man. We all go
Yeah.
to the pillows.
Last night,
Some of the
um,
birds in there, man, it's fucking.
How much are they? How much do you have to pay
gosh.
to see how much is it?
I don't know how much it costs into the
I
pillow,
don't know.
but I
I
want to
don't know.
go.
I've never
Is there
gone.
to see boys?
No, we've discussed this before. Do you know, we've actually come up before.
That's mad.
If there was a boy strip club, what would it be like? Sometimes the clubs have boy go-go dancers, don't
There
they?
was one in
have
Duke Nukem called Danglers for boys.
Oh.
that? In a comic book,
No, in the game.
in the game.
There was a thing where you'd go through, it's Duke Nukem, you'd be shooting loads of people, and then all these reptiles changed the world by going back in time.
Right.
And then you were in the present day, but it had been changed, and there was reptilians everywhere. And now it was a male strip club with reptilians, and it was called Danglers, because previously it was birds, and you see their boobs.
Okay, right. Danglers. You saw the
What is it showing your game log that you've been visiting Danglers like 5 hours a day?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just trying to, I can't get out. It's actually locked in. It's kind of weird. You need like a magic key.
It's okay to be curious.
It's okay to be curious. Of course it is.
No, but I'm not though. I get that, but I'm not though. I'm just shooting my way out.
Maybe, I'm looking to get, my
Mauled?
50s mauled. Yeah. And my 50s and 60s, maybe try heroin and gay things.
Okay.
Give it all a go.
You're planning, that's so far, you're 60s.
So far in the future.
Not that far away. 50s maybe even. Might even do
Do it in your 40s. Do it in
All
your
right.
40s.
Heroin and the gay thing and things. They're not
Kids
linked,
are at the
but I'm
summer
just-
camp
things
and
I
you
hadn't done.
just, let them.
You know, when they get to their 50s, they do the heroin, they do the gay thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You know, your parents are at that
Yeah,
age.
Terry's telling her friends. She's like, oh, he's off doing his
he's
cock
off
sucking.
now.
Oh.
Mercy God. He's gone to San Francisco. He's doing heroin. It's all that at the moment.
Your fella's obsessed with the garden, but let me tell you, my Tony's been sucking dick and shooting up all fucking week. It's mad, isn't it?
You have to let them. You know what I mean? You have
it's a
to be.
phase. It's a phase.
In your 50s, it's a long leash style situation. You know what I mean? And he does sometimes have a leash on, and and that's part of it. That's part of it. There's a warmth to that.
They have him in better shape, actually. Better shape than I could ever get him in. He's
Oh, God.
Don't know if that's necessarily true.
Well, do you know,
I'm struggling. I'm struggling with the gym. We're supposed to be a Young Hot Guys fitness podcast.
how's your accountability?
I go to the gym and then I just go to the man. And well, the other day I got it wrong altogether and put it in my calendar for a different day. And he was like, "See you at 2." And I was like, "I'm not in Dublin." But he was very nice about it.
smart.
Is his name Jim?
Sure. And one time when we were kids, we used to do gymnastics. And my dad said, "I have to drop him over to gym." And I was like, "Who is Jim?" I was like,
That's
"What the
very
fuck?"
funny.
And he was like, "Gymnastics." And I just was like, Okay, shut the fuck up. I was like rolling. I was like, this is comedy. I thought it was a guy called Jim. Who's Jim? I said to him. I said, hey, Dad, who's Jim?
So, Mom.
Anyway, I keep going, and then I just go to him once, and then I just don't go another day.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go. I'm going to have to incorporate
You
the
said he was
classes.
nice about it. Do you want him to be a bit meaner?
No, if he was mean to me in a text and he wrote back and was like, you need to be stepping up, you're lagging or whatever, I'd be like, fuck this chap, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I don't care, I already paid up front, who cares, it's gone, I don't care, it's waste of money. But if he was to be like, one time I went to a gym induction session in Ben Dunn gyms, or RIP Ben Dunn.
RIP the gyms.
RIP his gyms. And I went to that and the guy was like showing me how to use the thing and he's like, yeah. And he was like, that's it, more dynamic. I was like, what are you talking about?
He wanted you to be more dynamic.
On a cross trainer. I was like, what are you talking
More
about?
dynamic.
It sounds like we're very dynamic.
More dynamic. It was like, more dynamic.
Do you not know who I fucking am? I'm Shane Daniel Byrne.
But it's a machine.
Have you seen me on stage?
It's a machine on him. I wasn't a comedian at the time. I was just a regular member of the public. It's a machine that's on, it does this and this. More
Well, just
dynamic.
even looking at your movements there, not very dynamic.
What
I
would
think you could have been more dynamic.
I'm nothing but a
More
friend
dynamic.
to you. I am nothing but a friend
No,
to
but I
you.
meant dynamism, as I would understand it, is a sort of, working from the core, trying to be as efficient as possible with your movements.
Is it not being more kind of flair and intensity? Is that more dynamic?
Do you know what?
Or-
It's my
or-
first day
in
I'm changing
a
what I
gym.
said. I'm moving over to what Tony said. I think he's
Can't
right.
have it.
It's
No,
my
it's
first
fine.
day in a
changing over
gym.
to
How am I
Tony.
supposed to know what he's talking about?
Or is it more
Dynamism.
fluid? Is it more stretching? Is that more dynamic?
I don't know, but I was like, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will try harder. I must try harder. Need to be fitter, happier, healthier, more productive. Although not Radiohead, because fuck Tom York. Life is
my
so
God.
confusing at the moment.
If you could actually buy into an app that would like inhabit a celebrity or some sort of person that would give you actual like gym motivation, who would you most like to hold you accountable if you could pick anyone in the
Probably
world?
The Rock.
Probably The Rock. Would you respect him enough?
Why would I not respect the fucking Rock?
I don't know. He's a bit more.
Do you know what I heard though? I
Hasn't had a
did
good
hear
film in a
something.
while.
Heard something about The Rock. I can't remember. I heard it on some podcast, but apparently he's really lazy.
The Rock.
His whole thing is like, I'm the hardest working guy. I'm doing the movies, I'm doing the wrestling. I'm big and strong.
I love your Rock
Work out
impression,
7
by the
times
way.
a
So
day.
on point.
And I got a tequila that you're gonna love it.
my
And that's
God.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
It's
as you all
awful.
know and love. And you might, yeah.
Yeah, people knew that
I got a
instantly.
tequila, and it's really, really good. You guys are gonna love it because it's tasty.
Oh my
This is Dwayne The Rock
God.
Johnson. Apparently, he when he's working on films, he only works about 5 hours a day. He's constantly late. He's really, really so many movies that he's been on have been extended just based off his own sort of laziness and
Yes.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He's a bit of a prima donna, all this kind of stuff. Very different to The Rock, who we know and love. Hey, everybody have a great time because we're having a good party.
Stop doing that fucking voice. Sorry,
Yeah, it's
I'm actually getting.
gone and
It's
you're-
actually hurting my
You're
feelings.
doing it on purpose. You're being anachronistic now. You're doing it on purpose.
So I started wrestling
No.
because my dad was a wrestler as well. It's
You actually
crazy
don't
like
know,
this.
know anything about The Rock as well, which is annoying me.
Look at my eyebrow. One goes up and one stays down. That's how it goes in the Rock Town.
It was Hell's
Kitchen in the 60s. That's how we did it.
Can you smell what I'm cooking? It's a pasta for my family.
I think a celebrity who'd be
so happy
nice
with
at it.
yourself.
I think
Stop looking at me.
Mr. Mescal would be good at it because I think he'd be quite nice about it. And you're like,
Yeah, he would.
you'd be gross and be like, I feel a bit sick, and he'd be like, you'd be like, wheezing, whatever. He's like, but you did so much hard work. You really put it in. And you'd be like, oh, thanks, Paul. I feel like he'd be nice about it.
The issue with Paul is probably he'd be like,
But then he might go,
It's funny,
let's go
yeah,
for smokes
Denzel,
and drinks. You know what I mean?
he'd probably just be like, you look grand the way you are. Like he probably wouldn't be pushing you to
That's
he'd be
true.
too nice.
That's true. So you need someone who's a bit not nice as well.
You're wearing some
Yeah,
blouse.
someone to
that
give you
buttons are
straight
fucking yanked
talking.
apart. See him on Graham Norton wearing a blouse?
Yeah, he was wearing the blouse.
He looked great, and I don't know what was going on with it. It looked stupid, but it looked great.
Because he was just owning it. I think that's how
Yeah.
you wear funky stuff.
Yeah.
You just gotta own it.
Yeah, that's true. He'd be good.
What about someone like
You'd rather watch
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Don't do the fucking shit. Do you want Gandalf?
Yes.
So,
Professor McGonagall.
What about Gandalf, who would be like, so are most who see such things, but he had a safe friend and enter, a barrier.
It's not working. I'm not offended.
No?
I'm not offended.
Fuck.
Sneaking in nerdy stuff in.
I'm trying to
This
say the
beca-
wrong...
You're trying to veer into.
No, I'm trying to get
He's
Lord
trying to
of
get
the
in-
Rings
he's trying to
wrong.
take one of my
but
favorite
he's
characters.
He's saying, I understand what's happening.
I
I'm
don't think
no
you get
fool.
it, Shane.
You think I was born? You think I came down the last shower? Don't sneak in. You were trying to say Boromir. You are dying. Any chance you get, you'll talk about Boromir.
I
No.
love.
We do talk about Boromir a little bit. But no. What,
A lot bit.
A lot bit.
It's because he's the most honourable man.
Speaking of things that we talk about a lot,
Yes.
I watched Gladiator the other day, and it is actually, you know, the
So
way I've said
good.
that Braveheart is better. Well, I've got some news for you guys. I watched Gladiator again, and it is as good as Braveheart.
It's so fucking good.
We're going to the premiere. I'm going as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
We
We
talked.
will be there.
We are
I know.
at it
We
now
said last
today.
time that I was like, I'm not fucking going to that shit. And then someone asked me, "Do I want to go?" And I said, "Yeah," because actually I was just jealous of you going off having fun without me. So that's
That's
why.
great. Isn't it great when you present big public truths about yourself?
Are you
because
going to
you're
wear a
insecure?
suit? Like when you're listening to this, if you listen to it on the day it's out, it's tonight. It's tonight.
It's today. Yeah.
Tonight's the night.
You
So-
can look up and see what we wore.
What? Yeah, well, it already happened. So, are you going to wear suits?
I'm going to wear a suit, and I'm going to go straight up to.
You
Paul
feel like you
Mescal.
have suits.
I was
I've got a lot
thinking
of
of
suits.
wearing a blouse.
He'd respect you more for wearing a blouse.
Would he?
I
So
don't know.
I'll
He
go
likes blouses.
Get one of Terry's fucking cardigans.
He
have a
likes
fucking-
blouses.
I do.
Must be a fan of mine.
Do you know the difference between
Oh
a
my God.
tuxedo and a suit? Is there known differences between those things?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it worth worrying about though?
I mean, is it worth worrying about? No, I just was like,
You don't
Let me
have to
tell
do
you.
black tie, but I think a suit.
I actually
it's a
think
dicky bow and tie. Is that the difference?
the fucking hack of the people you'll see at this thing, I wouldn't even worry about it. I actually think that when they have Irish premieres here, that they actually should be somewhat halfway through the thing and be like, do you know what? The fucking state of some of you people here showing up at this premiere, you influencers wearing your fucking gear. I actually think we need to rescind the word premiere from this and just say screening, because the state of some of you is showing up at
What
a
do you
premiere
mean?
like
Like
this.
people don't dress up well?
Name and shame.
Just people to be all fucking,
Okay.
me included, going to, I went to the
Well-
fucking Elvis premiere and the fucking state me.
The problem is
I
that
go to-
if people take a full length picture of you,
Yeah.
what you might see in that is belt and shoes. And belt and shoes you often don't really give a fuck about in your normal life, because belts can go scabby, shoes can go scabby, but actually you'll look dreadful in the picture.
I don't know. There are different things with premieres, and because like love going to the cinema, favorite thing to do. I don't go to the premiere so much anymore, but usually the way it works is they ask you to, like a load of people who have got social media followings, to go to these premieres because the movie is shit and it's not getting much,
Yes.
word of mouth.
I think Gladiator might be okay.
So
though.
a way
I think
of
they might make
no,
it.
but
I think
I
they
think
might
this
be
is a
okay at the
different.
box
This is a
office.
different
It's
thing.
surprising
But
to be
usually
invited to
it's-
what could be a good film.
Yeah,
Doesn't happen
this
very
this
often.
is different. This is
And
like
it didn't happen to
a
me.
proper
It didn't happen
premiere.
to you.
But
Well, it
usually
did,
it's like shit, so you
technically.
don't mind
Also-
showing up in like your jeans and your jumper. But this is like an actual proper like premiere.
The
that's very
invitation
cool.
says Paul Mescal will be in attendance in capital letters.
But it also says that the red carpet will be screened from the cinema where we'll be sitting.
What does that mean?
As in, we don't go on the red carpet. We get put in the cinema and we get to watch people arrive on the red carpet.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, then we'll just go in at the last minute. I don't know what
Yeah,
people.
'cause we're losers.
Who'll be on that?
Paul Mescal will be in attendance.
Yeah, but apart from Paul Mescal, who
That's
will be
not
walking down the
crusty.
carpet?
Be one of those moments.
Yeah.
That's not mescal.
I'm going to be having the wine. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be having the wine. Then I'll go in the last minute to watch the film.
It's not a bad idea. Although I don't want to be bursting. I don't know how
That's
I'm
dying to
such
see
a
the film.
burster.
I'm dying
Such
to
a
see the film.
burster. I did. I told you that one time and I had to leave a play and I had to climb over Paulie McGlynn, Mrs. Doyle.
Oh my God.
I know.
Did you say I move over?
And ever
I go on?
since, no, I didn't. I actually I think I touched her and everything. And then she was like,
I
"What
thought that
happened
was
to
Alwyn
you?"
Fury. Or do you have another theatre story with Alwyn Fury?
One time, Alwyn Fuere, I spoke to my friend on the staircase behind her, and I said, "Are you going to this?" And then Alwyn Fuere turned around and she was like, "Yes, I am. Really looking forward to it." And I was absolutely terrified. I was like, "Oh my God," because she's like iconic star, and
fairy
also
witch.
maybe it might be a fairy witch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So,
member
um,
of the. Sort
But
of
look how what a nice woman she is.
Coven.
What a nice woman she is. A total stranger was like,
amazing.
"Are you going to this?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to it."
She's incredible.
Nice
Wow.
woman.
Sometimes
Nice
you see her
woman.
walk through the street and you're like, what an incredible kind of person. Yeah.
Yeah, you do see her around. One
She's
time I
very
saw her
striking.
play the
Is
Alwyn
she one of
Fuere
your
was
people?
the thing.
You follows? You see around?
You know what? I was in the Lidl and Alwyn Fury
Little
was
what?
going by doing like shopping, getting like stuff in Lidl, and then I don't know. Me and the person like sort of clocked. I was like, oh my God, and she's like, it makes you feel good about shopping in Lidl that Owen Fury shops in Lidl too.
If you don't know
Wow.
who Owen Ferry is, just Google Owen Ferry and then you'll Fouree, I think, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I understand why they're talking about her in this
Very
way.
striking.
You'll see, yeah.
One of the great Irish actors, and also shops in Lidl.
I
So
once
down
had
to
to
earth.
leave a screening of the Craig Doyle show because Craig Doyle couldn't play the drums.
A taping of it.
A taping of it, and they kept saying in RTE, they were like, "Now once you go in, you can't leave.
Yes.
You know, and there's no toilet. You know, we need these seats filled, so you can't leave." And it was one of those that they get you kind of fairly plastered. This is the boom times in RTE.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
plastered. You know, and I got was steaming.
Is
drunk.
he good at? Is he able to smash the drums, Craig Doyle?
He had to have a couple of takes at it, and that's why he hadn't
What was
even
he doing?
started
Like
the
a
show.
4/4 beat, or was they asking him to play on top of something?
There was he ran out.
Play the drums, not on.
He ran out and there was a live band, and then he pushed the drummer over and he started drumming, like, to be like, look at me, I'm cool. And then he was going to go out and, like, host the show. This is
Okay.
when they did, they'd have the late
Craig
and then
Doyle
they
show.
have the Saturday would
The
be
Saturday,
interchangeable
yeah.
from the late.
It's
But
Kenny
then,
Live, Mirror Grung, of course.
but he just kept getting it wrong, and then at some point I was like, I think I said to someone, I was like, sorry, my man's had an accident. I need to leave. And he was like, oh my God, are you sure? And I was like, oh my God, and I was like, yeah. And he walked me out and he's like, are you going to be all right? Do you need me to get like a taxi? And I was like, nah, I'll be grand. I completely forgot, And then I was like, oh, fucking Craig, he had a fucking couple of times trying to one take Craig, and your man was like, haha, one take Craig. Like anything could be happening to my man.
yeah.
But I'm over it,
I think that is a
Eventually
great
went
part.
out, pissed on
Forgot your own
Montrose.
lie.
The great part of
halfway
adulthood
through.
is just to leave things that are not that good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Liberation.
Yes.
Just walk off.
Yeah.
Just
This isn't
leave.
Great, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Leaving. That's
You can leave a film. You can stop reading a book. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. Just leave things.
I was at a
Fantastic.
Dublin
Walk
stag,
out.
and it was so late, and I just had to, and I left, it was about 12:30 leaving this Dublin stag, which would be quite, and I remember saying to the lads, I was just like, this does not serve me anymore. There is nothing left for me here.
I do think you sound like a little pussy actually for that now. In
think-
that instance, sorry now, I know I've never been on a stag.
Well,
but in this
you
instance,
kind of teed me up
We
with a bit of
teed you
empowerment.
up, but actually we're
and
gonna
you've totally
we're
taken that
actually
away
turning
now.
on you.
I
Yeah.
really thought I had the backing.
You got caught
No,
in a
for
little trap
that,
that
I
was
got
set.
stung.
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
that.
I was out from like 9:30, drinking from 9:30 in the day.
in the
We
morning.
went football, golfing, and everything. We went for a meal, and then we had our dinner, and then we were in the club.
You've
for our
changed,
hangout.
man. You
Of
fucking
course,
changed.
no shit. Could everyone stop acting like they haven't? No shit. People change.
This is the scene in a
No
movie.
shit.
This is the scene in a coming of age movie where
Yeah,
a group
yeah.
of friends have moved on.
We're not 21 anymore, Antony. Antony? Antony. I was going to say Antonio, and then I was like, no, say Tony. We're not 21 anymore, man. We
My
can't
whole
fuck
life.
around.
Yo, I've just been following you, doing your crazy plans, okay? I'm sick of it.
I just think we should do knickknacks like we did when we were 10.
Stop making out like I'm the bad person because I have responsibilities now. I grew the fuck up, and you should too.
I'm not going to college in Iowa. I got accepted to Baltimore State.
Baltimore?
I'm not going to college with you in Iowa. I got the letter last week. I'm going to Baltimore State.
Who am I going to do knickknacks with now?
Does Boomer know?
Boomer.
You're rooming with Booner in Baltimore
He's coming
State?
with me.
Baltimore, he said.
Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys. I'm out here. If you need me, I'll be down at the creek.
The creek.
Guys, why don't we just walk to the newsagents like we used to when we were kids? Remember? Why don't we take a big walk out of the estate to the newsagents like we were when we were kids?
Can't we all just hang around the wall?
Let's get a Spine Chillers magazine, put it in our binders.
Do you know how it worked? The film would end with Boomer would be in his house, and then he'd hear a car speed off, and then he'd hear the door go ding 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 ding. And then he'd go to the door, but
What a
there'd be
weird
no
door.
one there.
Oh.
So it's a knick-knack.
Oh!
And then he looks down, and then he sees the magazine, and then he smiles.
Yeah.
And it's got one of them little flags from the college.
Yeah,
You know?
flags from the college.
Wow.
They have a name for those flags. I forget what they are.
Yeah,
But there's a stupid name for them. Oh,
Yeah,
what a
Dan-
nice
Dancing in
film.
the
It was a
Moonlight
nice-
starts playing.
you
son of a bitch.
And then like a slow photo. Boomer died in a knife fight.
Yeah.
Why? That was one of the weirdest things that kind of, it's gone away, that trend in films.
Yeah.
The main one is supposed to Stand By Me, but I think, maybe we did talk about it a while ago, but like, it's such a weird story device. It was like, then we'll just not put it in the film, but we'll just say this happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it was
fucking
big. And
weird.
it was big.
River
and sort of
Phoenix
like,
stopped a fight and got stabbed.
Those
Like,
kind
you know,
of,
that's what they
that
say.
famous one.
Yeah.
Just
But it was really big in
delete
like
that.
Coach Carter and those when they'd make films where it's like this, white middle class English teacher goes to some urban place like
Dangerous Minds.
dangerous and teaches them like how to Shakespeare or something like that. That was like a real classic kind of Oscar
She
bait
taught them
film.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then at the end, it would be like the students all like, and it'd be like what's the name? Hopeless, we'll meet again. I know it's not easy. You know that song? And it's like a freeze frame because I saw a load of like African Americans doing this kind of. This like parodies of that on social media. It was so fucking funny. We're doing some real good stuff of just them dancing and then freezing on themselves. Saying like, he got a job, working for FedEx or something like that.
Remember when Coach Carter came out, we just kept doing this bit of like, if it was Samuel L. Jackson with like just some Irish basketball team being like, you gotta pass your leaving, sir. you come on, you want to get into TCD, right? You're gonna end up in IADT if you keep playing like that. And then like that music, it's like got 600 points.
You know I'm going to end up in DBS like my brother.
Don't say that shit.
You know I am.
Don't say that.
We can't afford to pay for Griffith.
Jimmy went on to work in Eddie Rockets and got a C+ in his English mocks.
Jonesy did a VTech and got stabbed.
Do you hear that through the audio? Do you hear that? That is called self-satisfaction. From three lads who were like, good few little jokes there. Three lads after enjoying themselves and out hard at work, sitting at their chairs with their friends, talking to a computer. Like, now that's what that sense is. That's that
real work.
atmosphere you're picking up. That's a
That's
hard
that crackle.
day's work.
That's that crackle.
There's plenty of time left in this podcast, but to be honest, we might just leave it as empty dead air. We're after fucking doing a good job. If this come on, we go for a drink after this. Hilary, bring in the re-raw. Come on, let's get fucked. Come on, relax. Pizza party in the office today.
I'm fucking roasting. I might take off my jumper.
It is roasting because we're doubling up today. Because if you do two pods in the one time, you get into a smelly pod fest.
You get quite warm. Do you ever have beers at lunch when like a job, and then you go back in and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You feel like too pissed?
When you work in bars, you do that. You go to another. You have your break for half an hour, and you go to another pub, and you have like 2 pints. It's deadly. That was a real working in bars is very hard work, especially like late night city bars. But I used to love that kind of thing where you go, come on, I'm on break, and you'd run around to another place, and they'd serve you quick because they'd know because we're all in the same thing. They'd skip in the queue, and you scull 2 pints and go. You wouldn't have you scull 2 pints and like a Red Bull, and then you go back and you'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. There was a fun element to that.
But did you feel, because like I feel like the setting is the biggest factor in how drunk you feel. Like it's how like your altered state is almost like it's how much altered it is in the room. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have like 2 pints and you have to go back to the office and there's going to be a meeting at 2, you feel fucking steamed. Yeah. So if you're working in a bar and you drink in another bar and you go back, do you feel really drunk or does it kind of feel at home in the bar?
No, it's fine because you're still in the bar and then you have a Jaeger bomb and stuff while you're working. You'll have a Jaeger bomb.
You won't even feel it.
The
setting is what makes people feel more.
I remember
drunk.
I'd do like a long shift in the bar.
And
then I'd a long shift.
A long shift. Just kissing, not even touching each other with hands. Just kissing, hands on the table, shifting for 40 minutes.
Wow.
A long shift.
But I'd go after it. I would just like sit on the bar that I was working at, and the person working behind would just like feed me drinks for free.
Wow.
And I'd be fine. I could have as many as I wanted. And this is like, I'm drinking like Bud Light American beer. And you can and then like giving me shots and all that kind of stuff. And I'm fine. And then it's closing time and I stand up and I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely insanely inebriated. But like sitting there in that stasis, you're fine. You can kind of communicate.
Cheating.
And then you stand up and you're like, whoa, I'm very, or you go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, I'm absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
That kind of moment. Yeah. Where you look at yourself.
When you look at yourself in the mirror and you're kind of like, who is that? You
know,
like,
who is that? And then it's like, why did you follow me into the bathroom?
Yeah.
You're like, who is that? And he's like, what are you doing in here?
Do you ever get
like that joke? Back? No, like there's like you went into the bathroom.
There's like another person.
And there's another person. And that was the joke.
Stop saying what I'm saying. Stop talking over it. Like that kind of thing?
No, like you literally walked into the bathroom and there's someone else in the bathroom and they're sitting on the toilet, and you're like, who is that? It was a pullback.
I
Should've
think
telegraphed that
actually,
better, actually.
people would have appreciated if we did just do dead air instead of all that shit you just said there.
Didn't you say like 10 minutes ago, like, I have been nothing but kind to you?
I
you
said
say
I'm
these things
nothing
sometimes.
but a friend to you.
I'm nothing but a friend to
Yeah,
you.
but everyone knows I am. I do
know.
like Killian.
I know.
Give him a cuddle.
No.
Can you hear me? I'm in Killian's microphone cuddling him.
That's crazy.
I do like him, even though I'm mean to him.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you hugged me there when I'm real sweaty and I just took off my jumper.
No, I liked it more, actually.
Okay. There you go.
I think we need to do a thing with
Take
the
your
podcast.
pants off if you're feeling warm.
Are we doing it finally?
They already are.
No, just Killian.
Are we taking our gear off?
No gear off.
This is bullshit.
I'm not ready.
Oh,
I think we should do a thing with a podcast where one mic is a different person's ear. You know, I think they should split it. You know, you can get the double, and then me and Killian should go in the left and the right ear.
Explain it again. Sorry.
So
If we have headphones on.
So if the listener will hear
You
your
know when you
mic in
listen
the
to
right
Bohemian
ear.
Rhapsody
Oh
and
yeah.
it plays on different ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Although that always upset me now when things were kind of like changed into stereo and from mono, like a Queen album or the
Yeah.
Beatles. You know, like then you'd realize how shit your headphones were when you'd hear nothing for ages, and then you'd hear "Loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah," and then silence. I'm like, oh, I got really shit headphones, I guess.
I don't really like when the songs have that because if I'm walking around, it just affects my ear and I'm just instantly like want to fall on the ground.
I'm mono.
Throws
Yeah.
my balance.
I go mono.
I'd
on
be going
purpose.
mono.
I just think it's like
Big
that.
time.
Often you find out, but it's like, especially the Beatles would be bad for it, but you're just kind of getting, in one side, you're just getting like a harpsichord going, "Fring."
Yeah.
The oogly bobbly man. Fring. You're like,
Is that Rory Gallagher?
you're like, what is going on? What do I have right ear? Give me left ear.
Yeah.
John and Paul are over there. I'm stuck over here on right ear with Ringo.
Go Ringo
What
and
happens at
Plinky
the
Plonky
Rory
Land.
Gallagher Festival that you've talked about?
The
a couple times?
Ballyshannon Rory Gallagher Festival.
What happens at it?
Please
Oh,
say the
they-
name right. You
they
just
go-
confirm.
The Ballyshannon Rory
I
Gallagher
think it's
Festival.
Ballyshannon.
Oh my God.
People go up to Donegal. It's a small village where Rory Gallagher's from, and I think loads of just like people go and play his songs
I
and
thought he was
shred.
Cork.
So did I thought he was Cork.
He was born in Donegal, but he moved down to Cork. So he's
Right.
oh, but they people go there and like go every year religiously, and they like rock out, which is like class. I've never actually been, but
The
Ross,
biggest night in Cork is
who
March
plays-
14th.
What's that?
That's when you can see they have every year they have Shane Daniel Byrne in the Everyman in March 14th.
The Irishman is back.
Tickets available
not
now.
to forget Ballycotton and Clonakilty. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's a shame Rory Gallagher doesn't have more good songs though.
Well,
you be very careful.
You
Somebody
be
bought his
careful now.
guitar. We talked about it on this podcast,
Yeah.
and someone did buy his guitar.
listener?
I don't know if it was a listener of our podcast,
No.
but someone bought his guitar and gifted it to the state.
I thought that was brilliant.
$1 million. His
Did
guitar
they?
was. I didn't. No, look, pardon my ignorance, but I didn't realize that Rory Gallagher's guitar would fetch $1 million. But it did.
Gallagher's. Well, you got to think there's people who are obsessed with Rory Gallagher, like Slash.
Oh, I'd hate to know them.
But like
Does Slash love Rory
Slash
Gallagher?
loves Rory Gallagher, but
Does he?
people of that level, like people of that stature, Clapton, all these guys, they are, old men with a lot of money who would like be like, I'd actually love to have Rory Gallagher, considered by many to be one of the great blues rock guitarists. There's that famous story that has been told about, but where someone went up to Jimi Hendrix and said, Jimmy, how does it feel being the greatest guitar player in the world? And he said, I don't know, as Rory Gallagher.
Wow.
Which is like, there's a version of that story for every single guitarist in the world. But like there's people who would spend a lot of money on that. It's a famous, iconic guitar.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad somebody bought it and gifted it. I like that.
He
I
got
like it. I
it
support it.
when he was a young man, 17. I heard the brother talk about it on the radio.
So did I.
And yeah, what was it? He
The brother?
it was a shot. Yeah, his brother, who's like I think producer of his music or something like that. But he asked the man, he's
Kinda like
I need
Phineas.
this guitar to be a show band player. Like I need this. I actually need I need the guitar. And there was this shop, and it was the only one in Cork. Like it was the only guitar.
He did a trick of some kind, wasn't it?
I don't know how he did it, but he basically like had to pay monthly payments for like £5 a month. This thing was like £100.
Wow.
But he's like, I can play rhythm and lead on it, and I can, I'll be able to make a living with this guitar. And it's like it's like back in Ireland where it's like this is the only one of these guitars in Cork. Like he's like, I have to get it. If I don't
Wow.
get this, it's gone.
But he was right. And his man went down and
Yeah.
organised with the man.
Yeah,
And she
I
did.
mean, £5 a month, and I think he got it early because this shop was like they paid enough. We'll give
Yeah.
it to him early.
Oh,
But
that's
she had to
sweet.
go down to the shop.
Yeah.
Went down, classic in a mam style thing.
Yeah.
I bloody went down, spoke to your man, done.
Now it's all, oh, can I please have this stupid fucking keyboard with a dog on it from Amazon? Okay, here you go. And then,
Do you
know what I mean?
like? Do you
Is
know
that
the way
what
you?
you
Do you
got
like
Sonny?
how?
well,
do they
no,
get-
but like that's the expectation a lot of the time. I would just comfortably be like, well, yeah, like what am I, say something's like 30 quid or whatever, and like there's the price of things, it's not like you could buy a 30 quid guitar in Cork or the equivalent back then because it was like, all right, like it can't be mass produced, it has to be like custom made or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, yeah, stupid like guitar, yeah, here you go, 30 quid, and then it's like an on board.
But do you like buying your kids things? Like I
adore it,
I
I
love
can't
when
stop.
I love when if I haven't gone to see people's kids, whatever, I'm like, get sweets right now. But of course you have to text them and say, is it okay if I buy sweets? That's the way things are gone. Anyway,
Oh my God.
because I love it. I'm like, it's so exciting when you get sweets as kids. So I'm like, I want to do it and I want to make them happy for a little thing. I'm like, here's sweets. And they're delighted. But do you have to like put the reins on and go, you can't just keep buying them things all the
Well,
time?
yeah, this is the thing. Then now, because I want it to be, I would comfortably every single time we are in a shop buy my son, or we the person who asked for it, but buy Sonny and Indy something. But Terry was like, I don't know how healthy it is for him just to expect that he's getting something every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know, but I am a child of divorce. You have to bear that with me. I was getting, from both parents.
Could they,
every
what do they get in terms of, okay, summer day, what do children get now for ice pop vibe on the way home from visiting Nana or whatever?
We're giving them like full whatever they want. Do you know what I mean? They want, if he wants to get a big giant Cornetto, he can
Cornetto
get
soft?
Cornetto soft he can get. If he wants to get an iceberger, sometimes he gets an iceberger because Daddy likes his 2 icebergers that Daddy would be having.
I'm sure you were the same as me, Killian. We were Loop to Loop exclusively.
We weren't Loop to Loop exclusively. I think I think I was able to get a feast. I think I was
Okay,
I
right.
think I was able to get a brunch. But like
I
sometimes
think I was able to get a feast.
Um,
We said that was
Mr.
very-
Freeze.
alliterative.
and Mr. Freeze would be quite popular.
I wouldn't
around
waste
See,
that
we
my
would
time.
call them cool pops actually,
Yeah, we'd have called them cool pops. I wouldn't have
Mr.
wasted my
Freeze.
time on
and they'd rot your liver.
It's very bad for your kidneys.
kidneys. Sorry,
Really?
yeah. My uncle
You can make your own ones by pouring
Uncle Rory
Coke
told me
in.
that.
We did that at Wexford as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
my uncle Rory told me that.
Ronan. But
Uncle
close.
Ronan.
That was good. I remember doing it in Wexford. My cousin Rory was organising that. We're like, we need funnels. He spoke on behalf of the children to the Mam Alliance because it was. I don't know if I mentioned this. My mother job shared at the time, so we were down, and then Cora down, and,
Fingers
and
again.
her husband was working. Anyway,
That's going on now.
and then we spoke to the Mam Council, and we're like, we need funnels.
The Council of
because
Mams.
yeah, the Council of
Council of
Mams.
Mams.
The Wexford Council of Mams.
7,000 years ago.
We're like, we need to get some funnels going, and we need you to figure out how we're going to put it in the freezer. And they were like, okay, well, we'll use a peg. And we're like, great, whatever. So the funnels were bought. 7-Up was poured into the thing. It all went off, and we had Cool Pops that we did one time and then moved on with our lives.
Yeah, wow.
Because it was just following that one impulse. But I think that's the council. I have to give credit to
Council
the
of
council.
Mams.
Thank you for doing that for us because they needed it. We had to fulfill that. Like that was a very important impulse. We simply must
Make cool pops.
make our own Cool Pops. And if
I've
we
spoken
don't,
with the
you
other
will
mums.
have ruined things. So the council chairperson, Cora, she was the chairperson at the time.
Chairperson, timekeeper,
At the
adjudicator.
time, and Cora sorted
to
it
the
out.
coup, of course, in '87, and then she was.
There was later on
was
a
a coup
coup,
at the
and it was
Council of
a
Mams,
bloody
yes.
mess.
in the Duncannon.
I'm sure they were delighted. though.
the caravan park.
The caravan park in
You
Duncannon.
might call it a caravan park, but it's not a caravan.
Council
Even
of
though it's a
Mams
mobile
were
home.
Caravan.
So
between the people who did the June to May, or the May to June, and then the July to August.
yeah, there's
there
a
was
very
clash.
serious hierarchical
Yeah.
structure in the mobile home park. That's very serious, right? So
Who's the alpha?
Okay, so the top of the list is the most powerful people are people who have a lot of family there. Now we were from that. We were from a big family.
Wow.
So we had the Byrnes, right? We had also family
Daniel
from both the Daniel Byrnes. We had family from both sides.
Oh,
So we actually were connected
Wow.
familially to the most mobiles, making us, I don't want to say it, but kind of the kings, right?
would
Oh my
would the
God.
word clan be
Sure,
appropriate?
clan, you can toss clan around
Clan
if you
would be
like.
appropriate.
Don't toss off your clan. That's inappropriate.
Mm.
Don't toss off around your clan either. It's private.
Okay.
It's no shame in it,
Would've
but it's
no
private.
shame.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It would have
and
been like
you
the Medicis or something, a very powerful
Something
family.
like
yeah, very
Medicis.
powerful, very,
Yeah.
and influential. And then, they're all top tier, right? People who own mobiles, and they come every year, and every bank holiday weekend. Then there'd be like next one down is renters, right? So they come for 2 weeks or something.
fucking renters.
They're filthy renters.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
they'd be
God.
tiered if you were like.
Mudbloods.
If you were like a recurring renter who came every year and you mixed with everybody and you were part
Yeah.
of the gang, then that was like a high class renter you could be. Then there's people who come in for one season, go. Then,
Do you think is there a lower level?
yeah, there's more.
Oh
There's
my
more. I'll
God.
just get through it quickly. I only want to finish it because I know other people who went to caravan parks.
They would
will
like
go,
this.
Yeah, this is what it was like.
Yeah.
Then there would be recurring cousins or visitors.
Okay.
If they establish themselves and they work hard on their arrival and they play manhunt and play IRA, then they can be like,
They
okay,
pay
right.
liege to the king.
Yeah,
They pay liege to the council of
Once
Mams.
they to the council.
Would there ever be a breakthrough cousin that would move up a tier because of their performance and how sound they were?
Well, you're
particularly
always going
hot
to
or
remain at your
whatever.
level. So either your mom
Really?
and dad have mobile home or they don't. So that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but like to be welcomed with a big reception on
Oh, yeah, you could-
akin to a higher tier.
Like you'd enjoy similar luxuries, but you will always
Ultimately,
be.
you are from where you came.
You are just a knave compared
Yes,
to the
yes.
Lord.
Yeah.
Your blood is different.
Then very bottom then is campers. Now there are people
Tents.
who camped
Whoa, whoa.
in tents.
In tents,
And they were often, in the 90s, there was weird things. There was
Bear in mind,
culty people.
my
there was,
family would be quite.
Jesus, culty
before we got
people,
the van,
though.
we would have been campers.
Yeah, but you know what? The butlers, they arrived as campers. And
look at
then
them
they
now.
went to renters. And then they became owners. And they got the front one,
It's
the
the
top.
American dream.
They had the front mobile in the avenue.
Wow.
They had that. And then, of course, now they ended up buying a house nearby. So that's they no longer have no home, but they do now live nearby permanently. But
Does that drop them down?
they I don't know, they
Lo-
were a
no,
big,
no,
the
I feel
Butlers
like
were a big family, so they
Full
kind of
transcendence is becoming the ultimate thing, which is a local.
Homeowner in the
Like
local
beyond
area.
it is
it's kind
local.
of some people are A-list stars despite never being in film for 20 years. They're kind of like
true.
that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
kind of like that.
They have,
it's like it
yeah.
doesn't matter. It
I
doesn't
just
matter.
imagine like a little boy's camping, and then he goes up to use the sink, but then like at the same time as Shane. Shane is going to use the sink, and then the mum he's like trying to use the sink, and Shane's looking at him very offended, and the mum pulls him away. He's like, "Don't you realize who you're talking to?"
Wow.
We wouldn't have used
you
the
realise?
sink there. We would have used the sink in our mobile.
In the camper
Oh my
van.
God, the sinks were for the
We didn't use
great
that. No.
unwashed, the
mobile-
renters.
No,
Campers only.
this is
sink.
why it's important to
Differentiate.
differentiate between.
This is why society
mobile
should
home
have
is not a
segregations.
caravan.
This is
It's very
why.
sweet that you didn't even know that. It's kind of like what Life is Beautiful, where you didn't even know that you were at the bottom rung
Do you
of a
think
thing.
that's how I summered?
Using the outdoor fucking sink. But
I'm
you
a-
are.
I'm a renter.
Yeah, you are a renter. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm a camper.
You're a
You're a
camper.
camper.
Mine
camper. But no, now I'm a mine camper.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
That was quite good.
You didn't say the F, so it's okay.
I didn't, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a whole different thing, because we were traveling around, and then even with our van and stuff like that. But I remember as kids going around we would be in France and we would be in Germany. We would be going to those campsites, and those are, even though we are living in a beautiful world, multiculturalism is amazing. But if you're on a campsite and you're the Irish kids, and then there's the English kids, it's war.
Wow.
It's war, and we would just go, "Hey, we're gonna meet you guys at the slide, and we're gonna have a fight." And then it would
Yeah.
be like that, and it'd
Yep.
literally be me and my brother Niels, and sometimes Carla, but usually me and my brother Niels getting beaten up by like 5 kids from Liverpool.
That's a shame.
And that was, I mean, that is, if there's a better
terrible.
metaphor for
But
Ireland.
a
But
couple,
the Liverpudlian kids don't know they're probably Irish themselves.
True,
they are.
they were probably from somewhere like
Murphy,
Shropshire.
off him, Murphy. Oh, Connell, will you stop kicking
Wait a
his
second,
head
I'm a
in?
Murphy too.
You're a Murphy as well.
What are you doing?
Murphy.
Monsieur Murphy.
We have Liverpool people who listen to this podcast.
Well, that's the thing.
We have Scousy people
then
who
you get the
listen to
buff
this
French guy
podcast.
come in. The buff French kid, of course, would come in and he'd be the topper tier.
Silence.
But you are both as filthy as each other.
I actually got this tan from skiing. Not even from the beach.
You are both so pale.
You're pas d'oval. You make music.
You pay
No, of course.
in comparison to me, the French lord.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Pierre, show me your passports. When you came in, they say you are German. They are not allowed in here.
Do you like my six pack? Do you like my hot body? Is it French? Young fella. Living abroad.
They
And
want some
then,
crap.
then Pierre did a feet attack and he got stabbed.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened. That can happen to any of us.
It could happen to anyone.
I'm hier on my reis, monsieur. We doing the feedback on my reis,
I'm
monsieur.
so sorry for coughing. I can't stop coughing.
Stop coughing.
I'm sorry about it.
Stop shopping.
Anyway, listen.
We have to.
I think we have to go.
We have to go. Fortunately, it's a bit of a shorter episode today.
Don't tell them they hadn't noticed.
Then notice, well, it is a little shorter than
is a
usual,
little
but
shorter.
we have to be cut short, unfortunately. If you want to have access to our monthly new material night, which happens on the first Monday of every month in Workman's, you can get exclusive early access to that if you sign up to the bonus.
Go to
HeadStuff Plus. If you go to HeadStuff Plus bonus, you can get an extra episode of this every single week.
Link in the show notes.
And it's really good. And we give exclusive kind of early access to our tickets, which will generally just sell out in the bonus.
Yeah,
So you
they do.
Yeah, please
basically-
God.
Yeah.
Please God.
And also, if you like me, you can come see me on tour. All the links in my Instagram bio for my national tour all over Ireland, taking place in January, February, March, and even May for some reason. So there you go, all over the place, every length and breadth of the country. Check it out.
And if you're looking forward to Christmas and you're looking forward to the toy show, can I recommend an even better show? And that's the Late Late Tony Show, which is going to be on in Vicar Street on December 12th. I'll be joined on stage by a few familiar faces, perhaps. And it's going to be what?
Sorry. I won't do that on the stage.
It's going to be a big fake toy show in the style of the Bureau de Change, like we've seen in as fake Eurovisions go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Vicar Street, 12th of December. See you there.
Cheers.
They're attractive. They're very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. That's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.